here's something really interesting that I noticed probably the last 3 years I was on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
It was impossible to get guests who didn't agree with me.
Really?
Oh, won't come anywhere near you.
Why?
Because you punk them.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'll send you this interview I did with Adi Poor, who's the county health director.
Oh, I know her.
Yep. That systemic racism was a health crisis.
I remember that. Yep.
And I got her on the show, and I go, so how is it a health crisis? And she was just going through the same list of, racism's bad, and it's horrible, and it affects people. And I'm like, okay, well, what is it? Tell me what we're doing. And then she went into the red line deal. Red line, that's a mortgage thing. They go, well, black people can't get mortgages, right?
I've never been asked for my race on a loan application.
Well, yeah, that plus redlining has been illegal since the 70s.
Right.
So I asked her, I go, well, who's doing it? Let's go arrest him.
Right.
Well, I know it's done. And I kept saying, well, so who's doing it?
Right. Yeah.
Couldn't answer the question.
Yeah.
And so if you look at media, like the people that'll go on MSNBC and spout all their bull crap, you won't see them on any show or any network where anything they say will be challenged.
No.
And Republicans will still go on those shows just to be shouted down.
Yeah.
But it's an information control strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can show where somebody's wrong, they're not going to talk to you because you're going to show where they're wrong. They're just going to sit back from the distance and snipe at you by calling you racist, or you're hateful, you're racist, or you're phobic. You have a phobia of some type.
Yeah. Well, and that's the problem with it, and that's how you get extremists, because that's how you get echo chambers, because no one wants to venture off into either side, and then you have a problem with, it's like if you go on to one of these far left shows, they'll take you on, but they're just going to scream at you. You're never going to be able to get a word in edgewise. You're going to get yelled at. I've never raised my voice at a guest. I've had plenty of disagreements. I don't understand the need for it.
I love disagreements.
I do too.
They're a hoot.
I do too, because what I find is I'm really good at finding middle ground with people, and we can actually probably find out that we agree on more than we disagree. I had a guy on last night.
Funny.
Yeah, and it can be fun. Exactly.
It can be hysterically funny.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I went down a YouTube video popped up on my recommended thing. I went down a rabbit hole. It was you had a couple videos on this channel. It was the world's greatest talk show caller or something like that.
Oh, wow. I have no idea.
He called you a couple times, but he would get into like shouting matches with radio hosts, and it was a whole thing. I'll have to send it to you.
I know who you're talking about. That guy. Yeah, he just calls out of nowhere and just starts picking a fight, and you just make fun of him.
He had a creepy obsession with the age of consent. He talked about it a lot, about how natural it was for men to be attracted to 15-year-old girls. It was a little weird, I will say. That's that's a good use of that sound.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.